I will miss the day-to-day of preparing this film with an incredible group of professionals and an incredible group of artists. Never have I felt so privileged to go to work in the morning. Every day was a joy. The atmosphere that Dexter created on set was beyond anything I could have hoped for or expected. And I did expect it because I did Eddie the Eagle with him and I know what kind of set he runs. But this is just a whole another level. People really love this process. I don't know. I mean, it's never especially low-key and it's never especially relaxed. You know, the guy lives life at 100 miles per hour and certainly did when he was, you know, during the sort of 70s, 80s especially, before he kind of grabbed the reins of his life and got things under control. But in terms of performing as him, it was great, it was wonderful, and I've got the crystallization of all that in the film there to enjoy. It was incredible. You know, you work hard, you put your best foot forward, you try and create the best version of the best film, but, you know, you never really know how it's going to be received. And Cannes, especially, with that rich cultural heritage, all of those incredible films that have premiered there, to have the reception we got was beyond anything I could have dreamed of. Maybe your song? I do that one live in the film, so yeah.
I mean, he's an icon. He is a legend. You know, this is someone who is a child prodigy. Like, he is Mozart in the modern world, and to be a part of telling his story, especially because he's involved in the film, you know, it's such a celebration. You know, that was just a tremendous privilege. And it's a musical, and it's a fantasy, and it's a blast, you know? You know what, I think that first and foremost, this movie is a blast at the theaters. You know, it's emotional, it's poignant, but it's also hilarious and really surprising and incredible. I mean, it's extraordinary, the fact that it's not only telling the story of his life, but it's using his music in order to tell the story. So it's like a concert or a Broadway show and a movie, you know, it's everything in one.
I wouldn't call it my movie, but it's still pretty incredible. Yeah, no, I don't think I'll ever forget it. Well, I had worked with Dexter, the director, beforehand, and I loved it. It's such an incredible one. So, well, I guess when I found out that I had the option to audition for it, and also not only play Elton John, young Elton John, but also work with Dexter again, yeah, it was no brainer. Yeah, I'd never really done anything like that before, so it was definitely daunting. I think just the whole crew really kind of welcomed me in. We had a great vocal and piano coach, Michael Roberts, and yeah, it was probably the best experience I've had on a film ever. It was so cool. No. We learned the piano to basically make it look realistic. So they made all the pianos quiet and silent and all that. So we're putting our fingers in the right place. But since doing Rocketman, I've basically fallen in love with the piano. So I've started playing and teaching myself and that kind of stuff. So again, another reason why I'm so happy I did it. Well, I mean, especially when I was a kid, this one song, in fact, one of my first memories of falling in love with the song was your song. And I think it's something that a lot of people experience. It's just one of those songs that you always hear as a child, and there's something enchanting about it. Yeah. One of my scenes, or I think I Want Love is that section is really nice because I kind of never, it wasn't really something that I thought I could do, you know, singing a slow song in a film. So I think something that I'm very proud of.
Impact. I'm not sure. I mean, I sing Tiny Dancer like all the time in the car. That's gonna be a big one. I was at a concert and he did dedicate "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me" to me, so I think that's probably going to be my big one. My favourite moment, I think, was the first scene I shot with Taron when we first meet. I love working with Taron. That was a really special. It was like one of those things you read in the script but don't piece it through, and then at the end of my lunch the DEXTER says, "Oh, you can sing, right?" And I was like, not great. He's like, "Don't worry, we'll fix it." I was terrified to meet him. He's a living legend, and then in a second he just disarms you. He's such a nice, kind gentleman. Hopefully, I like to hope that audiences are going to take something of Elton's story, which is, despite all these terrible things that have happened to him and how hard life's been, the Elton we've got at the end of the day, the man who still performs now at 72 for 3 hours on stage each night, still looks at the world with a really positive outlook and finds out the beauty in it. And hopefully that's what we can take with us. Yeah, that was a really special moment. And then being on the beach with Elton and Taron singing together, that's kind of up there, one of the best moments ever.
You know, there's an incredible idea with this film that it's full of fantasy and there's a bee just dancing around you there. That's good luck. You know, we try to make things as expansive and exciting and as dynamic and magical as possible. But there's one particular moment where Taron as Elton sinks to the bottom of a very deep swimming pool, and he sings Rocketman on his back while he's at the bottom of a 15-metre pool. I'm sure I won't be the only person to tell you that when you ask that question. He will tell you that. But all of it is an endeavour to try and create the most magical, fantastical experience on film that we possibly could. You know, Elton's an incredible man in so many ways, and he has this amazing back catalogue of music that we all love. It's kind of like the soundtrack to our lives, really. I just hope that, you know, that people take away the kind of flair that he has for life, the kind of love of life that he has. And, you know, he's had his ups and downs, and there's lots of good takeaways, but really it's like the highs are really great, you know, and he's a survivor, and that's a good feeling when we get to the end of the film and he pulls through. It's a tearjerker. You know, all of them are incredible, and we had this amazing opportunity to look at them again in a new light, you know, reimagine them, which Elton gave us his complete blessing on, which was lovely. I'm very, very proud of I Want Love. It's a really lovely moment. It's very understated and beautiful, and Kit Connor plays the young Reggie, sings amazingly, and Bryce sings, and all the actors bring so much to it. But so I think I Want Love is one of my personal favourites. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me is another very special moment with Taron. But you know, I am biased, but they are all good. They are all amazing. It is, fortunately, when Matthew VAUGHN, the producer, and David FURNISH phoned me and said, okay, this is it, Taron Egerton as Elton John in a musical, I was like, where do I sign? You know, how do I get to be part of that? And so he kind of came already. They have a relationship already, and Taron and I had worked on Eddie the Eagle, and we'd had such a great time, and we were looking to find something again, and this was just the magic aligning of the stars and stuff, and so here we are. It's amazing.
Elton John. Very simply, I mean, his story, his music, his life, his humour, his ups, his downs, pure cinematic genius. Not really, it was just the only thing was to do his music justice and to fit it all into 2 hours, but no, it's good.
Can I ask you about the camera reaction as well?
As nearly as crazy as the movie. It's fantastical and over the top, yeah, so it was amazing. I'm proud of the whole thing. I really am. There's not a moment I'm not happy. So I think, yeah, I'm thrilled with it. It's the movie that we wanted to make, and people seem to like it. So and Elton loved it. So when we were finished, we showed it to him, and he loved it. And it takes a lot to get me very nervous. I was terrified, but thrilled that he loved it.
What's your go-to?
Well, your song obviously is the first one I ever heard as a kid, but Benny and the Jets is in my head at the moment because when we remixed it, it's in my head. So Benny and the Jets right now. Pure entertainment. ups, downs, great music, great performances, and a great escape.
And the tears at the end.
As I said, yeah, if it's worth 2 visits.
Taken a long time, but I think it's wonderful. Cannes was a big thing for us. Having it shown there and get the reception that it did and the reviews that we have, we can now come here in London and really enjoy it. And the momentum is fantastic. Everything has kind of fallen into place so beautifully, which is everyone's worked so hard on that, and I'm very grateful for it. So tonight is all about enjoyment.
It's a celebration of a wonderful life, and I hope it gives people a sense of hope. If they're feeling, going through a hard time in life, going through a difficult time, it's all about redemption, and all about, with the support of others, and you can take your life and you can bring it in a wonderful direction.
Not really. I mean, I change favourite songs from every 5 minutes. I think the key song in the movie, at the beginning of the movie, is your song and I Want Love. I Want Love just threw me. I didn't know it was going to be in the movie that soon. But your song, the sequence when we write that song is magical.
Yeah, it's a little bit daunting at first, you know what I mean? But Dexter created a lovely environment and just made it feel nice and relaxed, and it was nice and easy. And Taron's a wonderful actor. He's magnificent in this, you know what I mean? And a really lovely lad. Rocketman. No, Tiny Dancer. Tiny Dancer. Well, you get very nervous. Very nervous. Because he's a legend and he's an icon. And when you're playing somebody that he knew from very early on, do you know what I mean? And he kind of gave him that first little step up the ladder, somebody who he has a soft spot for. Yeah, it's a bit of a, it was a bit of a challenge.
Well, it's an overused word for me, definitely surreal, but I've said that so much that I'm kind of tired of saying it, so I have to look for another adjective, but, it's such a remarkable voyage that it's very hard to encapsulate it in, a couple of words or a couple of sentences, but, I mean, this has been something that I never expected in a million years. When we started out, I thought a lot of things were possible, but I never imagined that he and I would be depicted in a major Hollywood movie. That's sort of an extraordinary thing to achieve. So I'm basically basking in the glory and riding along on, I'm surfing on the wave of all this euphoria, and luckily just amazing feedback that we've had already. So I'm thrilled. I'm just here for the ride now. Yes, there is actually, and I think the thing that people have to really realize about this movie, because we have such an intense fan core, and there are people that are going to be saying, "Oh, it didn't happen this way, it didn't happen that way," but there are things. It's a fantasy.
It's exciting. It's very exciting. It comes straight from Cannes, which is amazing, and it's 18 months of really hard work, and it's just a relief that now people get to see it, and the feedback has been amazing. Elton's feedback has been amazing, so it's exciting. I was thinking actually earlier today in a hotel room, I was thinking, this is nice. This is actually why we do this stuff, to get positive feedback. You know what, you can't think about that. You just have to do the best you can and make a good film and make good music. And he phoned me in January. He heard a lot of the music in January. He phoned me, and I was at Abbey Road and my phone rang. It's like, Giles, it's Elton John. I was like, oh no. And he goes, I love it. I love it. It made me cry. I love what you've done with the music. I love what you've done. And I was like, that was the best day of the year. Because it's for him. And so it's not. No, I mean, I'd never done Cannes before. I'm not really quite. I'm a music. I'm not a filming guy. I'd never really done. It's been a situation where I was told that sometimes they can be mixed reviews, and then the film ended. In fact, got applause halfway through the film. And then the film ended, and it was standing ovation. I was very surprised I was standing go, we're clapping, my arms going tired, you stop. So, I mean, that's a good complaint. Yeah, I think the Rocketman scene, actually. I think there's, you know, we set to make a music fantasy, myself and DEXTER and Taron and the whole team. And, you know, you start from the ball of the swimming pool and end up at the Dodger Stadium. And musically, that's quite a challenging thing to, you know, I did the music before that scene shot. It's great that, so I think that scene well. Well, hopefully, they take the story of an icon, so they took the story of an icon in a fantastical way, and this film's been made from the heart by some really lovely people. And I just hope, you know, people will escape for a bit, escape into his wonderful music in his life, and go out and cinema feeling better.
I mean, it's so exciting. When I got this project, it's the best thing I've ever worked on, and you know, to represent Sir Elton John in cinema is incredible, and I had such fun doing it. I mean, I think because we're doing, we always say we were going to do a musical fantasy musical. I went to the archive and had a look at his actual clothes, and then we sort of reinterpreted them for the script, for the film. So you know, they are so iconic. I'm very, very happy, and the one thing that I wanted to do was to make Sir Elton happy, and hopefully I've done that. That's the most important thing. Yes, so yeah, it's all good. It's all very, very positive.
Now, to accurately portray John Coffey, the convicted killer charged with brutally murdering 2 little girls in the emotionally charged The Green Mile, actor Michael Clark Duncan would recall childhood memories of his father abandoning him to help power him with the raw emotion he needed some of the heavier scenes.